this quote from Beethoven, who said, "You can forgive someone for playing a wrong note, but it's unforgivable to play without passion."
1 millimeter could change the pitch. Like when you're in front of all those people, playing those big moments that define your career, how are you able to let yourself go and play freely?
If you had to play one song without missing a note for $1 million, what song would it be?
Welcome back. This is Code of the Craftsman, another episode, a podcast we created to decode the art of mastering your craft. My name is Ben Cowan.
And my name is Jay Briggs.
We've brought in Aldo Cicchini, also known on Instagram as Aldo Violin, travels the world, plays in the Italian National Orchestra. His videos on Instagram reach millions and millions of people of him playing. He's a lot more than just a violin player. He's using his story to reach people and make an impact. He was on the World Happiness Summit. He spoke. He's given TEDx talks. He speaks all across the globe, actually. So, Jay, what would you say? I know we both enjoyed the conversation with him. Why tune in?
Man, people should tune into this conversation because, one, it was fire. Two, like you said, Aldo's just a great human all around. You'll grow to understand through this conversation what it means to truly fall in love with your journey, blocking out all outsiders and just falling in love with what it is that you were put on this world to do. And he's the epitome of that. He wants everybody to reach their fullest potential, which is what we're trying to, accomplish through this podcast as well. I won't give too much of the ins and outs. That's why you got to listen to it. So tune in, get ready, sit tight, and listen to a great conversation.
Yeah, tune in. Be sure to follow us at Code of the Craftsman on Instagram. Also, join our free email newsletter list, which you can find www.codeofthecraftsman.com. With that, let's get into the conversation. I know you all enjoy. I want to ask, as we're getting to know each other, did you ever see yourself doing all that you're doing outside of just being a great violin player?
Since I was a kid, I made my first concert when I was 7 years old. And since the very first moment of that concert, I figured out that my real passion wasn't just music, but to share with people and create emotions. So emotions for me are the main thing. So it's not just music. I like also to inspire people through my career because a musician's career is very hard. You have to give your life, like several years of your life, to study an instrument, to perfect technically, and to have experiences, because there are ups and downs, like a roller coaster, also psychologically speaking, and it's so difficult. So once you reach a high level, like the things you learned is not just music, it's about how you deal with life problems, That's the thing, and why 3 years ago I wanted to start public speaking, because I want to share all those experiences with normal people, like also non-musicians, to help them find out how they can reach their best potential.
One of the things I'm interested in, anyone who's gotten to the world-class level of talent at what you do, always curious how they were able to do that, because there's a lot of people who play the violin. Not many reach, the level of ability, right, that you've had. So how did you think you were able to become so good? Like how did you get here?
Everything started with a really huge passion with music. Because if you have no passion, it's impossible to do things. It's my nature. I want to get better every day in everything. I'm very perfectionist. I was born and raised in Uruguay, which it's a small country. So we don't have in the big universities the best of the best teachers in the world. There wasn't anyone explain to me how to get better with violin. So when I was 14, I told my parents, okay, Mom, Dad, I want to go out from this country. And they told me, okay. So I finished high school and I came here to Italy. I went to the most important conservatories in Italy, in Milan. So I came here when I was 18 alone. And it was so hard because, I changed language, continent, and I was 18. When you're 18, you don't understand everything in life. But there was one thing I understood, that I wanted to be the best violinist and communicator possible. After 3 years, I got my degree, and that wasn't enough for me. So I went to Vienna University, which is one of the top universities of music in the world. It was like restarting again to reach a really higher level. If you know what you want, there's no secrets to perfection yourself or anything. It's like, you know what you have to do, but everyone knows what you have to do if you want to reach some level. Not everyone wants to do that, you know? I wanted to do that so bad because I had very clear in my head who I wanted to be and to become. And in the middle, it was so hard, but I was seeing
In the future.
the goal and everything in the middle. I suffered a lot, but you know, that passion is what helps you to reach that and not to suffer too much in the middle, you know, because you suffer because it's so difficult. My thing was I suffer so much while preparing auditions and competitions and everything. But when I go on stage, I go there and I trust my studies, I trust my path, I trust who I am, and that's my prize. You enjoy that moment on stage is the one that why I studied all those years, you know, that I dedicated my life to.
Why is it such a struggle to prepare for concerts or songs, as you mentioned?
Yeah, the struggle is because there's a phrase musicians say every time is like, at home, I was able to do it. And it's very like in Italian, we say a casa mi veniva. It's like, yeah, at home, I can assure you I could do that. But what's the problem? When you have to perform, it's like you could maybe wake up and have a headache. You could have a fever. You could anything that happens can decrease your level of performance, you know? So when you prepare yourself to performance, you don't have to prepare like 100% because anything that happens makes you decrease your performance. So if you want to do 100, you have to get ready for 1000, you know? You have to be able to perform sleepy, with a headache, with anything, and you have to have a cool mind because technically to play violin is so hard. Like 1 millimeter can change the pitch. You know, to be almost perfect technically is already so difficult. So you have to prepare yourself a lot technically to overcome any situation, not just at home, because at home you feel relaxed, you feel everything's going great, but maybe when you have to perform on stage, the situation is different because you're nervous. When you're nervous, the way you feel your body is different, it changes. So everything, if you get at home the situation like a nightmare, you can reach a higher level than 100%. So if you get used to that, you get used to your body and mind to deal with something really maybe more difficult than the performance on stage. You get used to uncomfortable things, and doing uncomfortable things is what makes you grow, you know, in any way of your life. And if you do that while you prepare a concert or a competition, you can reach your highest level.
For sure. I'm curious, why do you feel people connect or resonate with you so much? Whether it be playing the instrument or whether it be, speaking to thousands, why do you feel people connect to Aldo the most?
For me, music is like a universal language, so it's easier for me to connect with them because when people go to a concert, they want to connect, they want to feel something, so they are more eager to do that. But when I also speak with you guys, when I have a deep and meaningful conversation, it could be with a friend, with anyone, this is the way I want to live my life, like connecting with people. So anyway, for me, it's the best.
Right. Aldo, you clearly connect with people. I know that really started, like you really started to, reach the masses. It was during your balcony concerts during COVID. But it's one thing to, on the internet, right, to blow up and go crazy on one video or a few videos, but you've sustained it for a long period of time. So how do you continue to think of creative ideas, but also like continue to connect with people, for such a long period of time now, which is probably one of the hardest parts of the internet is doing it consistently as you've done.
The thing is that this creativity that like was born in the pandemic, I have it since I'm a kid.
Yeah, you played Bohemian Rhapsody with your violin and the sound of a chair squeaking. I
Yeah.
remember I've seen that video. Like, where do you think of that? I mean, where does that come from? Things like
That's
that.
that's my head, you know. I was rehearsing with my string trio, and with this trio, we like to mix classical music with pop and rock music. So we were playing like some ABBA's song, and I like moved the chair, and it was a perfect G and F, and it was like wow. And I told my guys, I told them, look, guys, this is perfect for Bohemian Rhapsody. And we started playing, and like you can see in that video, there's the cello player, like it's playing tim pam pam pam, and I tried tum pam the first time, and we start like laughing because it worked. And when it worked, like that's what happened in my head. If I could have a guy with a video camera following me the whole day, I could do like 10 videos like that in one day. The problem is that I don't have enough time to edit and to do everything. So I share what I can do, but I could do a lot of more, of that. Because that's the way my head functions. When I hear something, it becomes music in my head. So if I create the environment to make it sound as music.
That's crazy. I saw you playing notes with your shoe. I was like, yeah, he's one. He's got it in life. I would never be able to do that. But I'm curious, Aldo. Of course, you're a great musician. You're a great violinist. You're great at a lot of the things you do. But how do you balance the support and also the critics? Because you're always going to have people who are critiquing you. How do you balance that?
Support is always welcome. So I'm good with that. Haters is something new I'm dealing with, and I don't care because when you grow up, I'm 37 years old. When I was your age, maybe a bad critic could take me down, but now I know who I am, and I'm sharing this because I need to. I'm not doing this for people, but also for me. I'm doing it because I need to. So if someone tells me something bad, I don't care because this speaks about them, not about me. I cannot say haters are bad people. They are just lions writing comments, but in real life, they're just so tiny. So I don't care about that critiques. And if critiques are like something that can help me getting better or something, I take them. I'm good with that.
Well, Aldo, one other thing that I want to note, that you got famous, well, got to where you are because like, you weren't necessarily chasing the followers, chasing the clout or anything like that. You were just those balcony concerts. You were just trying to spread a little happiness, put that out into the world in a time where that was needed, right?
Yeah.
So, what would you say if you had to sum it up to one thing? What would you say the main message that you'd want to get out to the world is through all the things you're doing?
The main thing I'd say is to find what's unique in yourself. If you respect yourself and you know where you want to go, you can maybe create your own path that makes you even more unique and special. That's the thing that I want to share with people. And that's what I'm doing with social media. Because for now, I am the only one doing this, like creating music with objects. And that's what makes me unique, because there are a lot of violinists, but a few that have my head. Like when I hear something, it becomes music. So sharing that thing that makes me unique was the thing that allowed me to have a wide public on social media too.
I think one of the common themes that I'm gaining from you is just the idea of people just need to start. And I think that you just got started and it's sent it into something that's incredibly special for you. I think that's something that people been an I's age, starting out in their career, they're scared of which way to go, which path to take. But as long as you just start, I think that's something key that we can take from you.
One thing I I do in the most important moments in my career. When I came to Italy, I started regretting a little bit of my career as a musician in my country. And after a couple of years, I understood like the things I didn't have when I was a teenager and a kid made me stronger. And once I had everything here in Italy, like to improve and everything to become my best self, it was like, okay, now I can do it, and gave me a lot of strength to find that way, you know. The thing that I like to do when the most important moments in my career is like I have the double citizenship, like Italian and Uruguayan. So I put in one pocket, I put my Italian ID, and in the other pocket, I put my Uruguayan ID, because I am both of them. I am everything I had here, but I came from there, and the things I didn't have in those early years made me stronger to reach a higher level than people that was born with everything, you know. Now I am living my dreams as a musician, and also in life. Like, I'm very happy with my family and everything I have, and so grateful.
You mentioned like some of the biggest moments of your career. I want to go back to something you said earlier. Playing the violin is something that's impossible to do technically perfect. Such a complicated thing to do. Like 1 millimeter can change the pitch. Like when you're in front of all those people, playing, for those big moments that define your career, how are you able to let yourself go and play freely? You said you can do it at home, but it's harder to do in the concert hall. How are you able to let
Yeah,
yourself go and be free out there?
it's a matter of preparation, you know. You study months for that moment, for that performance. And for an artist to be free to express yourself, you have to study a lot of technique. Because if I study the mechanic things about playing the violin a lot, I'm very used to play in any situation that notes. After, when I'm on stage, I can be free because I don't have to technically control everything, because there's a muscle memory that helps you doing things. If you play, I cannot say automatically, but almost. When you reach that technical level, you are free to express the way you see things in that moment, you know, because maybe I wake up today and I feel more melancholic than yesterday, or I'm a bit more optimistic. And also with music, you feel it different and you play it different. But in order to play it different, you have to be technically very, very well prepared. So it's about technique. And that's the craftsmanship in a musician's life. Like, you prepare and perfection technique. So then when you have to express yourself, you are free to do it, and you have every tool in your side, you know?
I love how you utilize the word craftsmanship right there, Aldo, because we are Code of the Craftsman. So I love that.
Whole
But
point of the podcast, yeah.
indeed, whole point of the podcast. But I wanted to read you off a quote that you said. You might remember it, maybe not, but there's two of them. You said, in the most difficult time, there's always a melody waiting to be heard. Second, happiness is not about circumstance, it's about perspective. Clearly, just speaking to you, you're happy, and let alone your perspective seems to be incredibly healthy. How have you gotten to this point? Because I think that's everyone's goal in life, is to be happy. Yet we have plenty of difficult times that occur that can kind of get in the way of that happiness.
The last 10 years of my life, I started to get in love with the path and not with the result. That's the main thing. Because before, when I was younger, I would live my life fully when I reached that level. But once you reach it, there's something more you want. So happiness is not about reaching something, but it's about loving the every step you do forward to reach that. So when you start doing that, it's like you feel happier than before. Yeah, that's the main thing. And this is what I learned after 30 years of music and ships.
It's a journey.
Yeah.
And I feel like I got one more question for Aldo.
You got one more? All right, go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
think I got one more for you, Aldo. um,
Yeah.
Given that you're a perfectionist, kind of just
Mhm.
speaking to myself and then also Ben, because I know that we also have perfectionist ways.
Yes. Most definitely.
How do you judge when something's good enough?
Okay. It's never good enough, but you have to live in peace with that. It will never be good enough. But if you never start, it never gets better. So
Although
the thing is,
that's a mic drop right there, my friend.
yeah. No, because the right time, if you wait for the right time to launch a project or anything in your life, it's never the right moment. It's never the right moment in your life, but you have to start. Maybe the not perfect situation could give you the opportunity to create something more special. That's what happened during the pandemic to me.
As you said, you're a multifaceted person, not just a musician, but as a husband, as a person to others in your community.
So Aldo, as I referenced earlier, we always ask our guests the same final question, and that's if you had to define it in one sentence, what does the word craftsman mean to you?
Okay. Craftsman is someone that creates with his own hands, and is what makes us human. In this world where AI is getting more important every day, this is what take us again to who we are. It's so important, and it will be every day more important. The thing about craftsmanship is like a craftsman perfections tradition. Like my luthier, who did my violin, he did it in the same way like Stradivari made one violin 300 years ago. So they're doing the same thing, but perfection in it. When a craftsman has a vision and sees reality, they can create art that make us challenge our traditions and help us to redefine it and change it. A craftsman can also change the world because when you have that vision, when you see the world with different eyes, you see things that can be changed for the better of everyone, and you do things that make us reflect on the way we live. I think that's pretty important.
Kind of like being in a space to always be in a creative space to, create more and create better for the world and
Yeah.
others around you. I'm curious, Aldo, if you had to play one song without missing a note for $1 million, what song would it be?
Uh, you know,
He said all of them.
I could say that it's difficult because now for me, missing one note, I don't care. If I miss one note, but I tell you something, I'm happy with the result. This quote from Beethoven, who said, "You can forgive someone for not playing for playing a wrong note, but it's unforgivable to play without passion." That's a
Yeah, for sure.
Beethoven quote, and it reflects who I am now.
Do you go anywhere without your violin?
Nope.
Do you have it with you right now, Aldo?
It's home. It's like two floors from here.
Gotcha.
No, I go anywhere with my violin. Also, even when I go on vacations or anything, I practice a little bit every day. I prefer to practice a little bit every day than to restart from zero after 2 weeks,
Yeah.
Yeah, I go almost anywhere with my violin.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
just say we got to come, got to somehow make it over to Italy, catch a show of yours. Got to see you in action sometime.
If you come, write me, and would be my pleasure to meet you guys in person and to continue talking about these things. I think it was a really, really nice conversation. So thank you.
Awesome. We're glad, and we thoroughly enjoyed it. And then one last question for you, Aldo. What are your goals moving forward now? You've had a successful career within the musical industry for the past 30 years. You're kind of, transcending into being a great public speaker. And what's next for Aldo?
I'm asking the same questions to me every day. And the main thing is to keep listening to myself. I'm happy with my life. So if I find something better for me, I will do it. For now, I'm just keeping these passions I have, like public speaking, musician, and I want to inspire people. For me, it's getting the main thing that. So I want to inspire more people every time. So if I am able to find a way to do that, uh, I will continue.
Awesome. I love that you said, who knows? I think that's very, very good advice because, as Ben and I always say, it's just continue to be open to new experiences, new possibilities. So I love that you said that you're open, and as you started from the beginning, you were open, and it's transited into incredible opportunities for yourself.
Mhm.
And in regards to the just wanting to inspire more people, I believe that's the highest human act. So you continue to keep doing that, Aldo, and you can't lose in this life. So I appreciate your time. Look forward to keeping in touch, and hopefully you
Mhm.
can teach me a couple notes. And I might hop on the violin and play some
He
Snoop
can
Dogg.
sing. He can sing a little bit. You were a bass singer, weren't you, in high school or something?
Yeah. Aldo, I'm just gonna put this out there. If you needed a little person in the background to sing for you, I got you. They call me the Golden Boy because I can hit the high notes and I can hit the low notes.
Ah, yeah,
Yeah,
Give
nice.
us a
yeah,
right now, then.
yeah. I sang a little Hamilton in high school.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Nice. The Golden Boy. Wow. So it's my pleasure to speak with you guys.
No, 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 no. Not the Golden Boy. Not to toot my horn, Aldo.
Nice, guys. I
I'm
think
messing.
what you're doing is so great. So you told me you are a perfectionist and how to deal with that, but I think you're dealing with it and you're nailing it because it's so difficult to start, but once you do it, everything goes well, because you're doing what you want to do.
But
So
we appreciate that.
congratulations, guys, because you're very young, but you are already changing things. So this
Means
is
a lot.
great. Mhm.
Oh, thank you for that. That means a
We
lot.
appreciate
Really.
that. Means a lot.
Yeah.
Do you want to have him close us out?
Yeah, although for all of our guests, we have you guys close the podcast episode out. So if you don't mind, we'll have you say Code of the Craftsman out.
Code of the Craftsman out.
Out.
Hold on.
You heard it
Perfect.
here, guys.
Good hair.
Thank you so much, Aldo.
Thank you, guys.
That's awesome. Means a lot. Anything else you got for us?
No, no, I wanted to tell you, craftsman for me is a really hard word to say.
You're great. You nailed it.
Nothing wrong with
Yeah.
this. It's a hard word for me to say, Aldo.
Yeah, it is.
And that's the
So
name
the
of our
ending,
podcast.
the ending was like, okay, so this guy is not able to say craftsman. I have to think about it a lot. Craftsman is like, okay, I can do it, but when I do it, it's like, no, not that good.
Now,
Don't worry.
moving
Yeah.
forward, you'll know that you're a craftsman. It'll stick with you.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So thank you. It was a very nice.
Thank you for listening. We hope you are able to reflect and apply the wisdom that resonates. Be sure to follow us on all social media platforms at Code of the Craftsman. Stay tuned for more content, special guests, and gems you can only get on Code of the Craftsman.